Once upon a time, far out of the way, in a mountain climbing very sleepy day, there lived a young prince, declared to be a god. From that moment since became a mad dog, abused the servants he did, tortured, killed, and burned. What fun for the kid! All those before him, young and old, had to kneel before him and do as he's told. Despite all evil did, he was always right, though just a kid had unparalleled might. Abused the servants he did, tortured, killed, and burned. What fun for the kid! Many years had passed, his terror did deepen, human sacrifice and mass and human flesh eaten. One day the courageous, they got together about this outrageous marauding monster. Abused the servants he did, tortured, killed, and burned. What fun for the kid! What if we're to say he's no longer a god and recognize today he's just a mad dog? Then we will be free of this monstrosity. Everyone will see no more atrocity. Abused the servants he did, tortured, killed, and burned. What fun for the kid! But the courageous, they lost their nerve before the outrageous fiend they had to serve. Though they knew the weight of this mess, they chose not to pursue it to everyone's distress. Abused the servants he did, tortured, killed, and burned. What fun for the kid! Abused the servants he did, tortured, killed, and burned. What fun for the kid! Witches that have to be found. We were drafted into action without the recourse of escape. If we failed in our holy mission, we'd suffer a horrible fate. You must meet the witches' quota, quota witches to be burned. If you fail to meet the quota, then as witches you'll be burned. So we began our holy work, knowing our lives were on the line, clad in our witch hunters' robes, and witches we had to find. We burned the butcher and the baker, the candlestick maker too. We burned the lapidary and the loan shark too. You must meet the witches' quota, quota witches to be burned. If you fail to meet the quota, then as witches you'll be burned. Week to pass we met the quota, saving our bodies from the flames. But if we wanted to live much longer, we'd have to do more of the same. We burned the barber and the blacksmith and the heart surgeon too. We burned the sheriff and his deputy and the dope dealer too. You must meet the witches' quota, quota witches to be burned. If you fail to meet the quota, then as witches you'll be burned. Termination to avoid condemnation for protecting witches in the town, exposing us as Satan's minions. So more witches have to be found. We burn the prostitute and the pimp and the undertaker too. We burn the town drunk and the hobo and the witch doctor too. You must meet the witch's quota of witches to be burned. If you fail to meet the quota, then as witches you'll be burned. Weeks had passed, we met the quota, saved us all from death, but the population was collapsing. There was nearly no one left. Burn the beggar and the banker. We even burned the mayor too, but not enough to meet the quota. So we're to be burned too. You must meet the witch's quota. The quota of witches to be burned. If you fail to meet the quota, then as witches you'll be burned. You must meet the witch's quota. Quota of witches to be burned. If you fail to meet the quota, then as witches you'll be burned.
Free at last. Keep your emotions down. Keep your emotions down. Children will not hurt if you'll be quiet. If you'll be quiet. It's never been done before, you say. It's been done by every tribe in history. Every tribe facing annihilation. All the Indians of the Amazon are doing it right now. They refuse to bring any babies into the world. They kill every child that comes into the world because they don't want to live in this kind of a world. So be patient, be patient. Death is, I tell you, I don't care how many screams you hear, I don't care how many anguished cries. Death is a million times preferable to 10 more days of this life. If you knew what was ahead of you, if you knew what was ahead of you, you'd be glad to be stepping over tonight.
I want to tell you a story of a very strange place where they execute Satan every day. Satan causes all crimes that the council said. We must capture him and put him to death. We call upon the scientists to immediately invent a double detector for use by government. Several hours did pass, the scientists did produce a double detector for immediate use. Double detector it was put into operation. Very quickly it found Lucifer Satan. I want to tell you a story of a very safe place where they execute Satan every day. He has been a rival of the council head, hated with a passion and through each dead. And he knew that he was Lucifer Satan, so he was prepared for the execution. After the execution, crime continues still. They said Satan lurked, caused people to kill. Double detector again was turned to the population. Satan was discovered to be executed again. I want to tell you a story of a very safe place where they execute Satan every day. This time Lucifer was a human derelict, of which local merchants were so very sick. He was to be executed, Lucifer Satan. There was no escape for him from the execution. Every day the devil detector found Satan again and again. The council claimed all crimes of bodies possessed by Satan that were to be executed using means most painful to show opposition to evil as a matter of principle. I want to tell you a story of a very safe place where they execute Satan every day. There's a king who rules the land. His subjects at his command. They must bring to the great hall pickled freaks and alcohol. On his head's a crown of gold, and a scepter he does hold. In white wine sauces he does eat the very finest human meat. Every day the people must sing that he is a very good king. Every day the people must sing that he is a very good king. Every day the people must sing that he is a very good king. Every day the people must sing that he is a very good king. That he is a very good king. That he is a very good king. Our man told him to build a stadium to be filled. Thousands for human sacrifice as they all engage in vice. Therein thou shalt not profane, or use Satan's name in vain. No one dares do such a thing, as long as he is the king. Every day the people must sing that he is a very good king. Every day the people must sing that he is a very good king. Every day the people must sing that he is a very good king. Every day the people must sing that he is a very good king. That he is a very good king. That he is a very good king. That shark must be fed. Disobedient made me dead. The solution thus is clear. Feed her to the shark, you hear. There'll be those who do say, what kind of king are you anyway? A very good king, that's what he'd say. He said this and the other day. Every day the people must sing that he is a very good king. Every day the people must sing that he is a very good king. Every day the people must sing that he is a very good king. Every day the people must sing that he is a very good king. That he is a very good king. That he is a very good king.
Welcome to the Great Ocula, Chapter 1, Death of a Priest. In the United States of Atlantica, a world power that continues to have, albeit diminishing power projection capabilities throughout the globe, things have not been as good as they once were. Life has become harder for most people, and so many religions flourished, different heretical forms of Christianity have flowered, many of which were offshoots of other churches. One such church was the Operationist church, and its most important priest was one Robert Thompson, a hugely powerful industrialist who secretly worshipped Satan. A couple of decades hence, almost all government functions were outsourced to the private concerns of tycoons like Thompson, who established complete control over his hometown of Sunnydale. His private firms ran the prison, ran a supreme militia, the electrical, water companies, and the roads, had toll booths everywhere. Only a police force and an official military remained, though these were supplemented by even more private forces. Many of Thompson's employees were slaves who had sold themselves into slavery under the terms of recent bankruptcy laws. His church controlled homeless shelters that encouraged people to sell themselves to Thompson and become gangster cannon fodder. Organized criminals were allowed to use these shelters as sanctuaries. Thanks to a propaganda campaign that put the gangster on far higher esteem than the homeless, Thompson's shelters were redubbed gangster shelters, and Thompson continued to be celebrated as a great philanthropist. Thompson would pay politicians to take over public functions at fire sale prices, and this was said to be progress, as private is good and public is bad, they said. Government, Thompson reasoned, existed to be looted by the likes of him, as he is a job creator, and thus must be appeased at all costs. Such was the logic behind the small government revolution. One day, Thompson was dubbed the Great Acula by a critic, naming him after a movie villain. His son, he named his son thus Bella Acula Thompson, who later became just Bella Acula. Thompson also took the title Great Job Creator. Thompson also owned an important percentage of Channel 10, a growing media outlet in the town run by Frank Grimimini. At a young age, Bella was given control of the funerary establishment that the priest owned. He enjoyed his work in the funerary establishment and robbed graves under cover of darkness. As the priest took control of bomb and missile companies, he also gained an interest in military affairs. Meanwhile, Bella sold gold-tooth fillings on the streets of the town. Bella soon struck up his own relationship with Satan and plotted to take control of the Acula financial empire. A corrupt police chief named Bozo was given an offer by the 28-year-old funeral director he could not refuse. The graveyard was at his disposal for his enemies to be hidden. Soon, Bozo had many people liquidated, and Bella had the corpses hidden in existing graves. Bozo felt newly empowered, and nobody could prove that the police was responsible for the disappearances. Terror soon engulfed the town, causing people to leave. Soon, Bella decided to feed some of the corpses to his newly acquired pet shark. Later, he decided to eat some humans himself. By this time, the priest controlled a considerable cocaine operation that was integrated into a growing paramilitary. Bella was given control over the paramilitary and soon worked with the police and with Chief Bozo. He also owned an important research department tasked with finding new methods of crowd control, mind control, and so forth, run by the eminent Dr. Lagoon. One of his companies he ran for Thompson was in the business of producing killer robots for the government. Lagoon also engineered human-animal hybrids, most notably pig people. Meanwhile, the priest decided to found his own bank, and Satan encouraged him to mint his very own cocaine-backed currency, capitalizing on hard money populism and distrust of fiat currency that was engineered by Thompson and his many powerful peers throughout Atlantica. He was soon able to finance considerable economic activity within Sunnydale. The town flourished and people were attracted to the growing prosperity. Chief Bozo also deposited cocaine from busts into the bank and thus increased the volume of cocaine dollars that could be lent out. Thompson used his influence and prestige to help create the tribunal, a new way of fighting for law and order. Bella seized control of the tribunal by arranging an old confidant of his to become chief prosecutor. Her name, Melba Hogg. And so the scene begins at the Acula Operationist Church. The old 74-year-old priest Robert Thompson, alias the Great Acula, begins his sermon. Give thanks and praise to the holy state of Ishvayak through which God works. Yes, the state of Ishvayak, that state through which God himself makes himself felt. God praise holy Ishvayak, and may he smite all those who defame its godly rulers. Amen. Then suddenly the priest collapses. As he does, he says, I die. I'm dead. There is a hullabaloo, oohing and eyeing. The police and ambulance are called in. He's dead, said Dr. Lagoon. Lagoon announces, time to call the mortician. As soon as this is said, Bella Acula says, did somebody call me? Bella Acula, son of the great Acula. He pushed through the throng of the microphone. Worry not, people, for he is in a better place, said Acula. But I suspect murder. Ooh, the crowd said. Ah. Just the other day, a fiend made a threat against him, Acula added. He said he'd fix his wagon. Well, he has messed with the wrong people and with the wrong clan. I assure you that this foul murder won't go unpunished. May whoever done this be damned forever to the fieriest pit of the most fiery hell. Amen. The crowd began to applaud him. Bella Acula! Bella Acula! They began to chant. And so they forgot the rumors of deviants in the cemetery that he operated. Now they had a new leader. Chief Bozo of the local constabulary stepped forward. Everybody out, this is a crime scene, he explained. Suddenly, a phalanx of rights police charged the pews. They finally forced the congregation out of the place. As this was taking place, Bozo and Acula had a discussion. We have the situation under control, oh great Acula, said Chief Bozo. Yes, we have, said Acula. Now it will be time to make this golden opportunity work as Providence ordained. The President will be here for the funeral. He understands the fight against evil more than anyone else, and will help us to vanquish it. So later on, we're at the graveyard. Acula and Newton are there. Newton being the son of Bella Acula, the new great Acula. Thus, Newton, the heir apparent. My son, said Acula, now you shall inherit my old stomping grounds, the cemetery, where you have been my apprentice for all these years. Yes, father, said Newton. I won't let you down. As lord of the manor, said Acula, I have more important things to attend to. You have done well since I diversified my activities and have become fabulously wealthy. Now it'll be up to you to maintain the tradition. I shall not fail you, said Newton. Excellent, said Acula. And so at the Sunnydale Stadium, the President George W. Bluebeard is giving a speech. As we fight the evil that forever threatens to engulf us in its evil grip, as evildoers never cease to rain evil on our heads, we fight that evil to inspire others and to remind people that evildoers are reality and not the fiction. Robert Thompson was a fighter against this eternal evil. We are fighting an everlasting war against evil, a war that will never end, for evil can never be totally vanquished. We praise Robert Thompson's achievements in this war and salute Bella Acula and wish him good luck as he increases his personal contribution to this war against evil. And so I introduce to this country Bella Acula. So Bella Acula steps forward. I salute the President and his commitment to fighting evil. My dear departed father did fight indeed a great deal to defeat this evil, but alas, he has left this mortal coil. Let us pray. Later, the coffin is taken to the vault at Newton Acula's graveyard. Thus, Robert Thompson's spirit was interred in the vault. Next scene, we're at the tribunal of Melba Hogg. Acula is there and has a conversation with her. The ceremony was a very solemn occasion, said Hogg. The photo ops were good. The President was here, after all. This may be, said Acula, but we have more work to do. First things first. I hate this name of Sunnydale. It's a stupid name. From now on, I decree that this town shall be Ratsville. Ratsville, that's Hogg? Wouldn't that be bad for tourism? Wrong, said Acula. A name like Sunnydale is common. Name like Ratsville, in contrast, will open eyes, even though I do know certain things go on here which must be kept away from prying eyes. You will have to clear this with the mayor, said Hogg. The tribunal will provide all the incentive he needs, said Acula. He knows where his bread is buttered, and so better should you. Whatever you say, sir, said Hogg. I shall make him understand the truth. There will be some more changes that will be enacted in the coming days and months, said Acula. The stifling authority of that priest will no longer cast a shadow over my work to improve mankind and to bring light to darkness. I shall build an empire the likes of which has never been seen on this earth before, an empire based on its most solid principles. You, my dear Hogg, will have a very important role to play, and you will be so very proud and shall be eternally admired for the work so excellent and heroic as to defy all description. This shall be your legacy. This shall be your legacy. And now I must meet the President. I look forward to seeing your great work take place in the courtroom. You may leave. Yes, sir, said Hogg. By the way, aren't you to ask me about the investigation into your father's murder? Murder? asked Acula. Oh, yes, I nearly forgotten. Any leads? None, I'm afraid, said Hogg. But there was a plot to get rid of him, said Acula. A list of enemies needed to be taken care of, a conspiracy to be busted. Yes, said Hogg. And you know that I, your great master, am not safe until those conspirators are put in their place, said Aquila. Yes, master, said Hag. Good, said Aquila. You see, so much to do, how easily one forgets. Moments later, the great Aquila and President George W. Bluebeard were sitting in the supreme office at the Aquila mansion. They were drinking whiskey. I have some smelling salts if you want, Mr. President, said Aquila. Your sniffing cokes are the best, but not just yet, said the president. Let's get to the point, Bluebeard, said Aquila. We've known each other for many, many years. I even helped you to get elected, yet no one knows of our little dealings. All they ever saw was that priest who had an impeccable reputation. Indeed he did, sir, said Bluebeard. I need you to promote me all over this great country, said Aquila, so that people respect and admire me as much as that priest. Understand? That won't be easy, sir, said the President Bluebeard. What do you mean it won't be easy, said Aquila. It would not be wise to cast too much attention on you and your dealings, said Bluebeard. You must operate not so much in the open, shall I say, perhaps, maybe. I know that's stupid, said Aquila. What I demand is that you say, Bella Aquila is a great man who's done great things for this country, and is an example to us all, and things like that. No one will know what I do or where I get my instructions from. Where do you get your instructions from, asked Bluebeard. Why, from my very own mind, said Aquila. You do have a great and brilliant mind, said Bluebeard. That's it. That's the idea, said Aquila. Tell that lie enough times and it becomes the truth. Tell that lie, asked the president. You are a stupid president, said Aquila. Now get out of my sight. And so the president then left. said Aquila. The great Aquila watches on the monitor as Air Force One leaves, broadcast from Channel 10. The announcer then says, here the President of the United States leaves the glorious town of Sunnydale. Clearly this was a historic occasion. We at Channel 10 suspect that this will not be his last trip to our most great bird. I just hope that no one shoots at Air Force One from here, said Aquila. It would be bad for my image as I make my way onto the national stage. All of a sudden, a hole to hell appears. Satan soon emerges from it. said Satan. Oh, Satan, my lord, said Aquila. At ease, Aquila, said Satan. I assure you that the president will not be shot down. I repeat, he will not be shot down. I'm happy to hear this, my lord, said Aquila. Good, said Satan. Now, I've arrived because I may have to guide you more than necessary to shape your image to the general public, said Satan. They must not think you're a monster. Well, why would they think that, asked Aquila. Perhaps you're digging up graves, said Satan. You're selling gold-toothed fillings off corpses. Perhaps your little deal with Chief Bozo to fill the cemetery you controlled. Your unscrupulous dealings, your strange relationship with the president that would cost him the next election should anyone know. These things may be whispered of at times. Are they whispered of, my lord? Asked Aquila. Yes, said Satan. They are. What am I to do, oh Satan? Said Aquila. My instinct tells me to bug the telephones and monitor all conversations in the town. Aquila said. That would not be a bad idea, said Satan. However, I warn you against excesses. I also suggest very strongly that you more strongly involve yourself in Channel 10. This medium can be used to get people to worship you as they did your illustrious father. You must put a lot of money into this operation. It is vital that you do this, said Satan. Thank you, my lord, said Aquila. Now that I've warned you, I shall return to the searing pit of hell. Said Satan. The next day, Channel 10 boss, Frank Greenini, was sitting in his ostentatious office. The telephone rang. Is it coming through on a secure line? A female voice said. It is great Aquila himself. My lord, said Greenini. Greenini, said Aquila. You have orders to come to a dinner party at the Aquila estate. You will be dressed as a clown. This is an order, said he. Yes, sir. My pleasure, said Greenini. That evening, Greenini arrived in his clown outfit. Clad in his clown outfit. The butler let him in. Pig people hovered about. They soon arrived at the dinner table. Your clown outfit is very becoming, said Aquila. Thank you, great Aquila, said Greenini. Now to business, said Aquila. Soon we'll be eating a very exotic meat dish, the likes of which you have never tasted, Aquila said. You may yet taste this again if our little partnership goes as planned. Partnership with the great Aquila, asked Greenini. Yes, Frank, said Aquila. I've decided to triple your budget. You'll be producing more shows and movies if possible. You will oversee this operation, said Aquila. Why, thank you, sir, said Green Mimi. Your confidence will not be misplaced. Your choice of clown outfit tells me that it won't be, said Aquila. You'll help me to save the world, to save humanity, to save it from itself. We shall do this with the help of the medium you control, which I control. We shall promote values which will advance the human race by 10,000 years. You will be worshipped by your descendants with a great role which you'll be assuming in this undertaking. Undertaker? Asked Green Mimi. What is that, Frank? Said Aquila. You consider me to be a mere undertaker? I am the great Aquila. Dressed as you are in no position to be insolent, said Aquila. Oh, of course not, my lord, said Green Mimi. A slip of the tongue. You would take care not to let your tongue slip, lest it permanently fall out, said Aquila. Yes, said Green Mimi. Before we eat, I wish to say a prayer. To what? Asked Aquila. To God? To God? Asked Green Mimi. I thought you were an operationist, the son of a priest, my lord. But to answer your question, no, I do not pray to the Christian God. I pray to the moon. Ha 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 ha, Aquila said. You mean you actually pray to the moon? Ha 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 ha. What has this moon brought you? I'm in charge of Channel 10, said Green Mimi. I'm in charge of it, said Aquila, and now I know what was so strange about your programming. Still, say your prayer, what good it will do you. Oh, moon of the sky, said Green Mimi, provider of life and everything, I thank thee for this food. Amen. You will like it, said Aquila. And so the pig people served the meal. 2 glasses of red liquid were poured. Delicious, said Green Mimi after trying some of the liquid. What is it? It is a special cocktail, said Aquila, the recipe which is known only to our family. I'm sure it's the very best, said Green Mimi. Now one more thing, said Aquila. The case of my father's murder has not been solved. You must run a most wanted TV show to encourage people to hunt down anyone who at any time and for any reason said anything bad about me. They are the most likely suspects. Excellent, said Green Mimi. Crime shows do very well in the ratings. They do very well. said Aquila. Later on, we see an announcer as the first episode of the show comes on. I'm Rat McGee from Most Wanted of the United States. A most frightful crime happened recently in the beautiful town of Sunnydale. Robert Thompson was an operationist priest and a philanthropist operating a chain of shelters for the gangsters. Aquila and his wife Tracy were watching the proceedings from Aquila Hall. Aquila then said, from which he recruited bodies to be disposed of. Ha 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 ha. And then the announcer continued, he was murdered while giving mass by an unknown conspiracy. Dr. Lagoon performed the autopsy. And so then we see the image of Dr. Lagoon brandishing a scalpel, exclaiming it was murder! A suspect, said the answer. Anyone for any reason criticize or badmouth Thompson, also known as the Great Aquila, or his family, or his associates are suspected. Use vigilante means if necessary in the search for justice. Call us at 1-800-CRIME Inc. That's 1-800-CRIME Inc. If you kill a suspect, send us the body, but remember, it is best to keep them alive so that we may interrogate them. We suspect a conspiracy. And so on the screen, the word conspiracy is seen flashing. And then the announcer added, and dead men don't talk. Next we see Aquila with his lawyer, Horatio Looney, discussing the matter of the Thompson banking empire. Sign these documents here, said lawyer Looney, and you have complete control over your father's banking empire. As you know, they've been managed recently by Nicole Catspaw, who I assume will retain that role. Excellent, said Aquila. The cocaine money was a product of his genius and has revived the economy of this dismal town. That alone should cause them to get down on their knees before me. I have agreed to get involved despite the dubious legality of it, said Looney, because of the knowledge that the powers that be are going along with it. However, I would be happy to offer my services in helping to manage your affairs so to maintain a smooth continuity. Are you questioning my competence, asked Aquila? Not at all, said Looney. It's said that your father gave me extensive managerial duties in this, and that he also helped ease you into these roles. However, my help could be most invaluable. Don't worry, said Aquila. I have no plans to can you. Yet. Thank you, great Acula, said Looney. So a little later, at the bank, Acula has a meeting with Nicole Catspaw. Miss Catspaw, said Acula. Yes, my lord, said Catspaw. You have managed the banks for the last 5 years, is it? asked Acula. Yes, my lord, said Catspaw. It has performed well, said Acula. I'm happy to inform you that you will continue to manage the bank. You will do this as I get Chief Bozo to provide the cocaine that will allow me to create more coca dollars, which I use to pay my employees. Yes, my lord, said Catspaw. I am grateful that you appreciate my good work on behalf of your family's empire, and I am a humble servant of this empire. I appreciate the huge salary I get from you. As you should, said Acula. You will report to me the progress of things each month. Nothing will go wrong. Yes, my lord, said Catspaw. Good, said Acula. Now my new plan. I want the cocaine bank to call its loans into it right now in a manner designed to increase my power as much as possible. Much property shall be foreclosed on. I shall do this to start to mark the start of my regime. They shall know that the great Acula means business. My lord, said Catspaw, are you quite sure this is good for business? Many years ago, said Acula, when everything was more and more deregulated, our old rights were reestablished, and this is one of these rights. My people are paid a lot of money in cocaine dollars because they were told that the official currency is simply paper and there's nothing backing it. They can have no other business but through the cocaine bank. Very well, my lord, said Catspaw. I shall have the computer calculate whose property can be taken in this way with the lowest cost to you. You shall be able to get a stranglehold on this town after this move. The wonders of technology, said Acula. And later on, Acula pays a visit to Chief Bozo. Bozo, said Acula, your cocaine report. My organization has seized $10 million in cocaine this month alone, said Bozo. Excellent, said Acula. When it will be deposited at the bank? As soon as possible, as agreed, said Bozo. When it arrives, said Acula, I shall create $100 million worth of new cocaine dollars, of which you shall personally get 20 million. Thank you, my lord, said Bozo. Thank you, Chief Bozo, said Acula. So later on, great Acula visits the cemetery compound basement with his son Newton. Newton, said Acula, I will now show you my secret basement compound. It shall be yours. Thank you, said Newton. They enter the room. Printing press for printing counterfeit money can be seen. Acula said. Amazing, said Newton. Secret of my success, said Acula. Printing press to forge counterfeit money. I printed several $1 billion and bought many interests in many companies. Now that I've inherited my father's legacy, the printing press shall be yours, with which you could build up your own empire. Thank you, O great Acula, said Newton. For years I have, through unnamed proxies, lobbied to prevent the government from changing the design of their bills. I have done all of this, said Acula, for you. But isn't there a risk of undermining the currency, asked Newton. Nonsense, said Acula. Print just enough money and your wants will be satisfied, but it'll be just a drop in the bucket. Besides, in case of that, I have sucked most of it into products and industries that would maintain their value should this ever happen. However, I printed $20 trillion worth to keep hidden away somewhere. Should it be necessary, I will release that currency, destroying it and taking this country down with it. Like a bomb, said Newton. Exactly, said Acula. The power of currency purists is such that they will never take the measures that would defuse the bomb. The fools. Where is this treasure hidden, asked Newton. Is it on the grounds of the cemetery? There are things which even you cannot know, said Acula, so I'll leave it at that. Anyhow, later on, I will show you the two other secret rooms here in the cemetery. That I look forward to, said Newton. I know, said Acula. Meanwhile, at the Thompson gangster shelters, a mobilization is taking place. Select people are being taken to the basement where they emerge with uniforms and guns ready for action. Next, we see scenes of people being gunned down in the streets of all over Atlantica, and bodies being dragged to freight train stations. Soon the bodies are headed for Rastville. And so we see Dr. Lagoon, Chief Bozo, and Acula discussing matters. It'd be good to find ways to increase the loyalty of my subjects, said Acula. We can have a psychiatrist to deal with the matter, said Lagoon. I say that the use of certain drugs and the manipulation of fear is the best solution. Then you have your order, said Aquila. You will work with Chief Bozo so that this takes place. Suddenly the telephone rang. Yes, said Aquila. Your militia's cross-country bagged several corpses, said a voice. They are being sent here, asked Aquila. Correct, said the voice. Has Most Wanted yielded any results, asked Aquila. Yes, said the voice. About 1,000 people have been killed so far. Another 1,000 have been arrested. Good, said Aquila. Now they will know my power. They cannot accuse me of murder, yet I have made death happen for many. The bodies are being shipped here right now, said a voice. The conspiracy will be solved through the examination of the bodies. Thank you, said Aquila. The plan seems to be going well, said Lagoon. As it is. And so ends Chapter 1, Death of a Priest.